Oh my god, he's back again. Hey everybody, it's Jigglypants here, back here on the Eureka SMP server, and we're gonna have another episode here. I got another build that I've got sorted out, I believe, in creative. I have none of the resources yet, but we're gonna start on that one and see how it goes along. Might take us a bit of time, but we'll get working on that. And I also have some other exciting stuff I've been working on between episodes here. I don't know if you saw last episode, but I showed off this little XP farm with the silverfish where it shoots the allays with um, potions of infestation. I just made a little auto brewing system here for it, and I got a whole bunch of them going. Well, it's not quite an auto brewing system because I gotta like start it up, but once I do that, it goes through and it brews up the potion. Basically, over here, all of the brewing ingredients are stored in these droppers. So you just need a nether wart, smooth stone, and then some gunpowder. And then when I hit that note block, it sends a pulse to all three of these. The items get loaded into these hoppers in order. When it detects that there's items in those hoppers waiting to be brewed, pushes this piston across and it starts this hopper clock, which pushes blocks over into this hopper, and this basically gives us a timer. So now that that's stopped, it's still brewing the final gunpowder, but this is slowly ticking back into here, and when this comparator shuts off, it pulses. We'll see that in a second. Or it doesn't pulse, it flips these. This one's not powered, this one is powered. It flips those for a second and unloads the potions from the brewing stand there. Pretty neat. Oh, it's not the best. I thought I worked out all the bugs, but I guess not. We still get one of those water bottles every once in a while. It might have snuck in there. But yeah, on this side we just hold the water bottles here. I've got a little system so that when it runs out of, or it gets low on water bottles, it kicks on and it makes some more. So it's pretty neat. And yeah, it only makes the potions of the infestation. Like, this system will work for any potion where you need more than one ingredient. Like, if you were just trying to make the splash bottle of water, this system wouldn't work because of this whole dropper timer thingy here. But you could go all the way up to like 5 or 6 ingredient potions with this. It's pretty easy. There's probably thousands of more compact and better designs out there, but I find joy in making my own. It gives me a little bit of a brain teaser. But yeah, if anybody wants to copy this, I doubt anybody does, but if they do, I'll just try and give you guys a whole bunch of angles so you can see. I'm not going to do a tutorial on it, but yeah. And if you were to want to make it automatic, so that once it's done, you could just take like an output from here, bring it back up to the top, and have it hit that note block or have it hit that observer somehow. It'd be pretty simple. I just left it like this just because I tend to forget things. So I know for a fact that I'd come over here and I'd turn it on and I'd let it run for 6 days, and then I would have too many potions. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to, maybe if I take this part and I just kind of move it over to this part, make it more streamlined this way, we might be able to fit it up here in the salty sardine. I don't know. It might be tight, but we got a decent amount of headroom here, and yeah, I'm sure we could somehow sort it. Maybe even if we take out the back wall, we could have it kind of jammed in here. But yeah, if you didn't see last episode, we worked on this little bar section here, the salty sardine area. I think it turned out pretty nice. Pretty happy with that interior. And then the exterior of the build here looks pretty good with the custom model sign that I made. But today, in today's episode, we're going to be focusing on this area right here. We're going to be building a little bit of a dock section with some boats. We're going to have 2 boats. I think I might start with the boats first. And we're going to have some some buildings kind of built kind of into the water a little bit and make it look all nice. But I'm going to start now, and I'm going to start gathering some resources for that. And we'll see how we crack on. So the first thing we're going to need to collect is some warp stem. The green nether wood. But if you can see, there's some clues, some context clues. But I'm not seeing any. So I'm just gonna wander around here. I hate the nether so much. I am like I got my gold pants on, so those guys won't bug me, but I'm waiting for a ghast or something. I don't know. I don't want to jinx myself, but I got a feeling. Okay. This is what we want. We want this, and maybe that. And how do we feel about a little bit of this? Ooh. Yep, that's enough. Let's get going. So I'm just starting on building this little boat here, and I thought I'd show you guys how I use it and how I use Litematica to transfer schematics over into the world. So what you're going to need to do is get a stick. Once you have your stick, you're going to want to hit M, go into your schematic placements, go into load schematics, and I'll do this boat one. Let's load that. And then you can see it in your world. Right now I just have it on layer mode, but if we go over here and we go all above, you can see your schematic is placed into the world like that. So once I have it placed where I want, so here for example, I normally go into layer mode. So I go back into the schematic menu there, and I go just to render single layer at a time. And then I use the page up and page down keys to go through each layer and place what blocks need to be placed. I also use, you've probably seen it toggle a couple of times, the toggle the easy place. So what this does is if I have the block in my inventory, it will automatically place it for me. So let's say, yeah, I'm holding the dark oak trapdoors, but these are strip spruce logs. Oh, I don't have any of those. That I did. So yeah, if I turn the toggle the easy place on, and if I have the blocks in my inventory, I can just hold right click and it will automatically put them in the correct orientation and everything. And then it's kind of hard to see on these warped blocks here, but whatever's not there is outlined in blue, so it's kind of easy to see what I've missed. The warped blocks, it's a little bit difficult, but yeah, so I just do that and I basically build it up layer by layer. The trouble comes in like right now, for example, I don't have oak trapdoors. yeah, so then I go find oak trapdoors, and I run around digging through my chests until I find some, like there. Oh, we need to make a storage system soon. This is getting ridiculous. The amount of times I lose stuff or run out of stuff, and I don't know I've run out of stuff. Like but yeah. Let's say it places the correct block, but it's in the wrong orientation. It'll outline it in orange, so it's easy enough. You just flip the trapdoors down, and now they're good. One problem is with the easy place on, you can't like flip trapdoors, and you can't open chests or hoppers or anything like that. It gives you a little bit of a flash at the bottom of the screen there. But I just have it hotkeyed to a key on my mouse, so it's easy for me to toggle on and off when I need it. But yeah, here for example, I know I cut off. There's supposed to be trapdoors to mirror these on this side. When I was making the schematic, I know I missed some. I cut those off, so I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go plant some oak trees and chop those down and continue on. I'll show you guys when this one's all done. You guys already saw the schematic of it, so you know what it's gonna look like. It looks pretty cool. It's just a little tiny, almost tugboat looking thing. This land here where our chests and stuff are, that's gonna be cut out. Like this boat's not gonna be right up against the shore here. We're gonna have to do some terraforming and stuff and get this cleaned up and figure out where we're putting our storage. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So I just went ahead and I finished up that boat there, and I built this one here. They're both looking pretty good. A lot of cool techniques in these. Like for here, for example, I used the roots as kind of like a net coming off the back of the boat there. Lots of levers, chains. I used the autocrafter there just to look like a kind of bit of a mechanical block. The new boats with leads on them to give those kinds of like ropes, like hanging ropes almost, from some masts into here. Same with at the front there. I was having a hard time with making this back bit when I was designing it. I was having to do like a solid block and put stairs on it, and I was putting stairs, but it was looking too clunky, so I added in the rails. I think it looks really good. What else is there? Nothing too much, just some shading, a little bit of lichen down at the bottom here, just to blend some of the colors and make it look like algae build up a little bit, but I'm gonna need to get some more lichen. And then just, instead of putting a hook, just a simple jungle fence post. I think that looks good. It's kind of got that little, the swooping curves to it, and then the swoop up with this chain here. I think looks pretty good. But yeah. Next, we're gonna start on the little pier areas and some of these buildings. I think I'm just gonna go through and build them completely, and then I'll show you guys afterwards. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, guys, we're about halfway done the build here. This one's taking an extraordinarily long time. There's a bit of block vomit going on with all the the different colors and stuff, but yeah, so far it's come along good. I just wanted to show you guys a couple of things that I think about when I'm building. Mostly is sun angle. So on that building there, if you saw the episode, I talked about where the sun would be, about maybe a 45-degree angle diagonally there. And I take that into account when I'm doing things like roofs. For example, like here I mixed in the mossy cobble in the very back along with some of that weathered copper, and then the fully oxidized at the end here as like the lightest and then the darkest. I want the darkest part to be in that corner, because when the sun's sitting about here, it will be hitting just that edge, and that corner will be darkened because it's kind of facing away. Same with over here. I did it with the jungle and the weathered, and then into the mud bricks. And then this roof back here, I went fully with the mud bricks just because it's fully tucked back in there. You can't quite see it. For this building here, I went with the dark in the corner just to extend this up a bit. I didn't do too much darkening on this brick building just because I found it looked too dark in there and I just didn't like the look of it. You can kind of see it a little bit here. You can kind of see this light line. I thought maybe because this is going to be water out here, I believe, the light would be reflecting off the water. I'm no light expert, no photoologist or whatever you want to call it. I just kind of do what I feel seems right when I'm doing colors and gradients. A lot of it though is just, like I said, block vomit. Like here, this red building especially, just different colors. Not every single block beside each other is different. I like to do kind of patches a little bit. You see with the mud bricks there, but I think it gives a good texture. Also down here at the bottom, I haven't extended down into the water at all, but down here in the bottom, it's going to be very damp and very moist because it's close to the water. So I thought I'd bring up some moss and some vegetation growth up onto the walls a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a dingy look. I'm just realizing now I didn't do that wall, but hey, nobody's going to see that when you're looking at it from over here. This wall, this building here, I thought maybe it's made out of some kind of metal or something, and then the salty ocean is oxidizing it a whole bunch, and that oxidation slowly transitions into maybe like a blue paint that's going to be closer to the top. You can kind of see more of that shading with this line of dark prismarine that's coming in the back. Yeah, just a whole lot of bits and bobs. Still, this is only about half of it. It's gonna go up quite high. It's gonna have quite the skyline to block out these other buildings in the back. Another cool trick that I did was just these brick walls in the sandstone, kind of as if you've ever seen like a plaster building where some of the plaster is cracking and coming off. I used some of the sandstone as well to kind of symbolize its cracking, and you can see the brick exposed underneath. I always think that looks pretty good, pretty cool. One thing I did mention last episode when I was doing the seats for the salty sardine there was the ability to put item frames on campfires to make the seats, but still having the ability to place other blocks. So this is a perfect example of a use case for that. I got this kind of wonky set of stairs here, and I want them to feel a little bit more solid as you're going up them. You can just put in item frames on the back of the trapdoors. Yeah, the colors don't quite match 100%, but yeah, that orangish brown in the back of the item frame doesn't quite match 100%, but this is Minecraft. You can only get so good, or you can only make things look so good with the blocks that we have on hand. And I think this is more of a shape over color situation. Who knows, maybe the back plate of each step is a little bit darker or whatever. But just the functionality of being able to have so many different blocks, like the fence gates, the signs, the trapdoor, the item frames, all packed in so closely to kind of give that idea of, yeah, this is a staircase, I think is great. I could have done something with just normal stairs, I think, and it would have looked just as good. Maybe some fence gates, or not fence gates, but just some fences. It would have looked just as good, but I really wanted that kind of rickety staircase feel as it goes around there. Because this is kind of like hanging over the edge and going up here. Another thing, when I add detail, I like to think functionally, does this look like it would work? So the whole reason I added this staircase here is I wanted to have a little bit of a front porch area on here, but then I thought, how would somebody get up there? Because it's all great and dandy to have that porch back there, but how is somebody actually going to get there? Like, if you look at this building here, even though it's not completed, obviously, you think in your head, how is anybody getting up there? Same with down here. There's, well, it's a window, but you get the point. Like, how is somebody going to get up there? So I'm going to have to add maybe a little ladder or maybe a staircase. I did that over here as well. This functionality of looking and seeing the door up there, and then your eye kind of traces how that person would get to that door. Logically, that makes sense. And I find in Minecraft, people build really well, but they don't think about functionality in their builds a lot. And I find that's my biggest pet peeve. I find people slap together a great build, but you look at it and it still just looks a tad bit off, and you can't quite put your finger on it. And it's that functionality. Same with just here, this simple little, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Just simple 4 blocks. I could even put the jungle slab or jungle trapdoor here, and it would have looked just as good. Just a little plank, because how is somebody gonna bridge the gap from here to here? Like, if we look over here at this boat, aesthetically this looks great, in my opinion, and so does this dock. But functionally, how is somebody going to get from there to there? No idea. So I'm probably going to have to put in maybe a little bit of a smaller dock along here, or maybe put another boat right here with a little plank going across, and that boat's up against a pier. Or I'm gonna have to do something to make it functionally seem like a person could actually traverse the landscape. Make it look like there's actually people living there. Even though in Minecraft there's no NPCs, well, there's villagers, but they don't really do what you'd expect them to do. They just kind of wander all over and then they die. But you really want it to feel like people could live there. That's just my little building rant. Take that with a grain of salt. I really have no idea what I'm talking about. I just kind of do it. It's hard to explain sometimes. But I think I'm gonna show you guys really how difficult of a build this is now, because yeah. So I go into Litematica and I turn myself into a human Minecraft hybrid 3D printer where I just go up row by row and I place blocks. So this layer here, this little slice, is the next layer we're gonna focus on. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a time lapse here and show you guys really just how long it takes me to do just one of these layers. So this next slice is not done yet, but I think I proved my point. Like you can see here, I'm missing a whole bunch of blocks. I'm missing some shroom lights. I gotta go gather some more, and like just little things like white terracotta. But I think I proved my point. I was just getting nauseous editing that time lapse. I gotta run down here, collect all my stuff. I gotta remember what I need, run down here, collect all that, come all the way back up here, place like 2 or 3 blocks, and then run all the way back down. It's a little crazy. It's it's fun though. I find it relaxing. I got a Corrales video up on my other monitor watching him, and yeah, people. Minecraft's all about the grind. Some people like digging big holes, making mega bases. This is the kind of grind I enjoy because at the very end, I'm gonna have something that looks beautiful and I'm proud of. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go collect up some stuff and I'm just gonna finish up the rest of it, and then I'll see you guys when it's all done. So it's all done. It took me about 4 or 5 days, I think, total for the entire build here. It was quite the journey. Uh, Lots of neat stuff. A lot of little houses kind of shambled in there. Um, some vines and stuff, like a little vineyard kind of rooftop thing. This cool green piece on the side of the red just to kind of contrast a bit. But overall, I think it looks really good. I like it. I like the view from when you're coming out of my portal and stuff like that and taking a look at it. But yeah, I've kind of already talked about all the stuff I really wanted to get out there. Just a couple of things. Using the potted, or the new pots as kind of transformers on the hydro poles here, with some candles kind of as like contacts. The chains obviously as the wires, I think looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna be adding maybe some blocks in behind the scaffolding here, just because it looks kind of odd from certain angles, being able to look up and see like the stone in there, for example. But yeah, I am probably gonna, in between episodes, add in a little bit here, maybe like a little dock or something, and just to get that all sorted out, because it is kind of bugging me right now. But yeah, another thing is we don't have it extending into the water just yet. Um, that's something that's going to take a bit of time for me to build, and this episode's kind of already getting pretty long, so I think I'm probably just gonna wrap it up here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, I got a dolphin head on. I forgot about that. But if you guys enjoyed the episode, please give it a like. Maybe give it a comment on what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to see from me in the future. I really appreciate it, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.